There's a reason serious wealth rarely comes from selling. It's not about needing cash. It's about understanding what the system does the moment you liquidate. Most people live inside one loop. They earn money, pay taxes, spend what's left, and repeat without questioning how the structure is built. But there's a different lane most people never enter. It's the ownership lane. And inside it, the rules begin to shift. When you borrow money, the system doesn't treat it as income, it treats it as liability, and that distinction changes everything. Instead of selling productive assets and triggering taxes, high-level wealth uses them as collateral and keeps ownership completely intact. The asset continues rising in value while the loan remains steady. From the outside, it looks like debt. Structurally, it's leverage. Leverage is powerful, but if markets drop or rates spike, pressure builds quickly. Strategy without control can destroy what you built. If you're only increasing income, you're playing the employee game. Build assets that appreciate, and you start playing the capital game. But high-level wealth rarely liquidates productive engines. Instead, it uses them as collateral while preserving full ownership control. The bank sees appreciating collateral and extends credit. Cash flows in, yet the asset continues growing without being sold. From the outside, it looks like debt, but structurally, when controlled correctly, it becomes leverage, a multiplier of power. This strategy only works when asset appreciation consistently exceeds borrowing costs. Otherwise, the advantage slowly begins to disappear. If markets fall sharply or asset values drop significantly, leverage can quickly transform from opportunity into dangerous pressure. When interest rates rise beyond your asset growth, the math reverses, and leverage begins working against you. This strategy amplifies intelligence and discipline, but it also amplifies mistakes when structure and timing are ignored. At death, certain assets receive a step up in basis, meaning heirs inherit them at updated market value. Unrealized gains accumulated over decades are often recalibrated, and the tax clock effectively resets. This isn't about escaping responsibility, it's about recognizing the difference between income strategy and ownership strategy. Income moves forward in a straight, predictable line. Assets compound over time, and compounding quietly changes everything. Income is taxed the moment it touches your hands, while assets are taxed only when you decide to sell them, and timing changes everything. When you remove unnecessary liquidation from the financial equation, the entire outcome shifts, creating structural advantages most people never calculate. Banks do not lend to instability or uncertainty. They lend against strength, consistency, and assets that demonstrate long-term predictable performance. The real lesson is not borrowing forever or avoiding responsibility. It is building assets strong enough that institutions compete to finance them. The financial system was structured to tax activity and movement, not ownership itself, and that underlying design creates silent structural advantages. That structural difference separates those who exchange time for income from those who control appreciating systems that generate compounding long-term leverage. If you are only increasing income, you remain inside the employee game. Increase ownership and you begin operating inside the capital game. Financial freedom isn't motivation, it's structure. If you're ready to see how the system truly works, follow for real strategy.